Hello everyone, Murray the Pie Man here with some more Star Trek Online. We are following the adventures of Drakkara again. It's just flying her ship into a sun there. Now, if you remember from the last episode, with this, she had... we've been dealing with Tovan Kevs.jx. She'd been setting us tasks because she's sure that the Tans are wronging. But more and more we're finding out she definitely thinks, because she sent us on various things to try and get Kev's long lost sister, and to no avail, to no discovery of said long lost sister. And while she doesn't seem to be a wrong'un, it does look like she is being set up. We found some forged files and whatnot. So we are now going to go to Drozana Station. This will actually be our first visit to Drozana. This will turn up in a couple of other stories. I quite like it. The gist of Drozana Station is that it was once a Federation station, built in kind of TOS era, and it's kind of changed hands a lot. It was actually taken by the Klingons for a bit, and kind of gone back and forth, and it's now owned by some slightly iffy Ferengi. But what that means, as you'll see as we approach it, is that it's got that look of kind of Deep Space Station K7 from the Trouble with Tribbles. You've got those kind of pointy bits. Also a hint of Vanguard, actually, if you like the Vanguard books, but there's also lots of bits. Well, actually, yes, it's not so clear in this one, but if we go to it, it actually looks a bit clearer on that when we get there. Yes, it's got kind of bits hanging off it, and it's definitely past its best, let's put it that way. So we'll approach Drozana Station. They've built blocks onto it, and it looks like it's been patched up quite a bit. But I like that look. I like the idea of, yeah, this is a station that's been through the wars.
Rosanna. You're cleared for dust.
Thank you.
We have everything you need for Shorely, and a few things that you didn't even know you wanted. Shopping, drinking, dining, entertainment. You'll find it all here.
Good.
And don't forget the 77th rule of acquisition. If you break it, I'll charge you for it.
As a map goes, this is quite old school. It's very old school assets. They've never, oddly enough, rejigged Drozana Station. So we've got to find someone here, and they are, I think, down here in the main hall. So again, this is actually a social area. You can see lots of other players here, and there are things that you can do. You can access your bank, your mail. Oh look, someone spotted me. Again, they quite often have things like that happening. Wee bits of conversation happening in the background, but I think Commander Tamara, there she is. Oh.
Was there something you needed?
Yeah, I'd like your opinion on some Tal Shiar files, please.
Tal Shiar files? I'm sure there's a good story behind how you...
Oh, there is. You can watch it on this YouTube channel.
What would you have?
Here's the files. What do you think?
What sort of information do you need? Personally, I'd regard anything given to you by a Tal Shiar operative with suspicion. They are masters of misinformation and misdirection.
Yeah, I know, but I need someone to fact-check them. Someone that just doesn't add up.
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you. I've seen some interesting works of fiction, but nothing that compares to this. Deton and Lortrix working together on a Riemann mining
Who
colony?
that guy is?
I don't think so. Can you see Deton in a dilithium mine? And Lortrix was storing weapons for Deton? Why? There have to be better places we can
that's
stash
weird.
supplies than in an
That's
enemy
never going to be a
colony.
plot point in a different
And
story.
the section about Deton working with Starfleet to target colonies for terrorist attacks is ridiculous. Neither Deton or the Federation would do such a thing. I'm detecting that sections of the file have been altered. That's probably why it reads like a
No,
bad
it reads like an
spy
adequate
story.
cipher. But it didn't make sense to me
According
either.
to my records, Deton was in contact with Starfleet, but he was talking to them about which colonies needed agricultural aid. And there were weapons on Chalta, as you well know. But not only were they making weapons for the Hirogen, they were targeting Romulan militia targets, including the flotilla. Now, I didn't realize that Lortrix and Deton knew each other, but apparently they do.
Yeah,
They
I
interacted once during negotiations during a workers' strike.
found
Riemann
all
mining
this
facility.
out
It's
doing
funny
my
how
own
people
homework.
from such different worlds and outlooks can interact.
Well, can you cross-reference it with intelligence to gain some context?
Tovan was talking to the Federation about colonies near our borders, but it wasn't to target them for attack. It was to discern which ones had the greatest need for agricultural assistance. A lot of the newer colonies are having a rough time trying to establish themselves. Tovan believes that the more prosperous colonies have a responsibility to help support others. That's why he was talking to the Federation. He was asking if they would be willing to assist as well. Unfortunately, once the rumor of terrorist attacks entered the mix, the Federation Council broke off aid talks.
Women's Federation.
And I'm not surprised that Lortrix was aiming weapons at our targets, although I don't think he was doing so at the request of the Hirogen. The Tal Shiar has a way of getting into everything.
Oh yeah,
And
like
know
sand.
that they were monitoring that colony. A Tal Shiar operative could have manipulated Lortrix into aiming some of the weapons at Romulan Republic targets. If they were fired, then we'd lose big, and a neutral
That's
colony would be
interesting.
blamed for the attack. Also, I think
Wow.
it was a coincidence
I thought you were
Tovan
kinda done.
and Lortrix were acquainted. Lortrix once worked for the Riemann Mining Cooperative, but he wasn't exactly a model employee. In fact, he was one of the leaders of a strike that turned violent.
Was he now?
The Riemanns
There
brought
you
in a
go.
group of negotiators to help end the crisis. Tovan was one of the people they invited. He helped negotiate a settlement, and Lortrix was one of the representatives of the workers during those negotiations. I doubt they've ever spoken to one another again once the strike ended.
So what do you make of all these changes?
I think the Tal Shiar are conducting quite an effective smear campaign against Tovan and our movement. It's our responsibility to see through their deceptions.
Can I show you another file?
We can do that. Show me what you have and what
Okay,
parts of
let's
them
have a
are
look at
troubling
this.
you.
We're going to do this for everyone, I'm afraid.
I'm detecting several abnormalities in this file. It looks like portions of it have been altered. We should corroborate these reports in order to determine which facts are actually true and
I
which
don't
are
know
Tal
what
Shiar
to believe.
fabrications. Here's what we know and can confirm from our files.
This is kind of annoying because we've
Tom
done
did
this.
smuggle crates to Viranov before the attack on your colony, but they were carrying ship parts, not weapons. And he did more to help the colony without drawing excess attention. It was our group that helped your people get the water reclamation equipment they needed to support a healthy population. And yes, we spent a great deal of time and money gathering information about both the Federation and the Klingon Empire. But we're not planning an attack. Why would we? Instead, we are gathering all the intel we
fair.
can about
Let's
the political climates of both factions.
Not find context.
I'm not saying that Tovan is a complete innocent. None of us are.
No, I've seen your
But
browser
local
history.
Information could be used to sway decisions in our favor. The ship part and water reclamation equipment were smuggled illegally. But you have to look at the intent behind Tovan's actions. He's trying to help people, not tear them down.
Can I show you another file?
We can do that. Show me what you... Huh. I didn't realize that the Tal
Why is this guy
Shiar
telling me about any
transferred
clips? Go away.
prisoners to the Kinkuthanza system penal colony. Probably because there isn't a penal colony in the Kinkuthanza system. That's not the only discrepancy I'm detecting in this file. There's distinct signs of tampering. We need to figure out what they altered, and why.
I saw discrepancies
Here's
too.
what I know. Most Tal Shiar prisoners fall off the grid completely. We don't know where they are taken, or what's being done to them, and that troubles Tovan a great deal. We have, however, heard of a Tal Shiar facility called Installation 18 that appears to be a holding facility. Some prisoners would likely be taken there. As far as I know, your friend's sister has never been in the Theban system, much less been captured there. We did lose a militia ship there a few weeks ago, and one of my agents, Sub-Commander Avron, is still in Tal Shiar custody. Avron was trying to steal supplies from a Tal Shiar convoy when he was captured. It was risky, but they had critical supplies we couldn't get any
Now,
other
what
way.
do you make of all these changes?
Did Tovan know about the plan to attack a Tal Shiar convoy? Yes. Does that make us criminals and terrorists? That's something you're going to have to decide for yourself. We can do that. Show me what you have, and we're fighting for our independence and the future of the Romulan race. We're short on supplies and allies, and beset by enemies that see nothing wrong with murder, torture, and kidnapping. And they call us the terrorists. We've had to make some difficult decisions. Some of them have led us down roads that none of us wanted to take. But nothing we've done is anything as terrible as what the Tal Shiar is accusing Datan of doing.
No, it's not, no.
There are no innocents in a war, and that includes Datan. At least his motivations are clear. And I can't see what the Tal Shiar has to gain.
Well,
by
they're
framing
discrediting
him
the
for these
leader of the
crimes.
main opposition. Thanks for
Captain,
your help.
Jarva's convinced that these files are genuine. She wouldn't be pushing us this hard otherwise. We need to sit down and show her the discrepancies we've discovered,
Okay.
preferably in front of a Tal Shiar computer, so we can open her eyes to the truth.
If we contact her and say
Oh,
we're
you
ready
cleared
to
up the
join the
signal there.
Tal
Thank you,
Shiar, but
Tovan.
we need to discuss these files first, maybe she'll take us somewhere where we can prove to her that she's been lied to. There's a subspace communications hub in the lounge on Drozana Station's observation level that we can use to contact Jarva.
Okay, we'll do that. Is this it? Oh, this is GPL conversion now.
I wasn't expecting to hear from you so soon. Are you ready to join
No.
the Tal Shiar?
I mean, yes, I'm ready to join you in the Tal Shiar.
I take it that everything I provided checked out to your satisfaction?
Well, I bet, but I want to go over. I need assurances this is real.
That's a fair request.
It is, yes.
The Tal Shiar maintains a clandestine network of satellites throughout the quadrant. There's a listening post that's part of this network in the Aja system. It's near your current position and off the trade routes, so we should be able to meet privately. It's also connected to the rest of the Tal Shiar network, so we can go over the data in detail. I'm glad you've seen the light.
Yeah, I'm
You're
sure I
joining
have.
the right side.
I'll see you there. Before we leave, you should consult Tilmir. She might have more information. Okay. For she's not going to just tell me all the things I just found out.
Was there something you needed?
What do you know about the ASHA system?
It's remote and has little strategic value. If you're planning some shore leave after this is over, I'd suggest you go to Ryza instead.
Okay. Oh, I mean, so there's a system.
I can tell you, you're probably flying into a trap.
Work that out.
The Tal Shiar invests a great deal of time and effort to spin a web of lies. They don't look favorably on people who try to expose them for what they are. If you're going to go, at least take some backup.
Could you contact the Klingons and organise that for me, please?
That won't be too difficult. You've made a lot of
I'm
friends.
a friendly person.
Send out a subspace burst if you need some assistance in the Aza system. They'll be waiting for your signal.
Well, if you run into any roadblocks, talk to Gadan. He's proven himself a good ally. Thanks, weird Klingon bloke. I suppose I've got to be up now. I don't know why people come. I'm just curious where he's going now. We had a couple of people coming there. Let's not do that, that's just talking to the barman.
Welcome to Drozana.
You give us the sales pitch. We're leaving this system and we will go to another. Hopefully, they did say it's nearby, so hopefully I won't have to do any jump cuts or anything like that. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh, not too bad. So yes, all getting a bit mysterious. Terribly mysterious. I honestly don't know what those characters are. Not being obtuse in a ship sails and purple sees a clue. You do see the Barge of the Dead at some point, and that could be it, but I don't know why they have people run up to you and say random things. It's not something I've noticed before in Drozana Station, actually. I don't know if I just never hung around long enough to have it happen, or if I wasn't paying attention when I was last playing through the Romulan mission. It is a bit strange. forgot. You can expand these trays to include more things, but I just don't have enough features at the moment, so I'll put that down to 1 for the moment. There's the system we're looking for. Hopefully there's some Klingons winging their way here as well, but they'll sit cloaked or something, I'd imagine. I did like this area of the map being kind of where the Federation and Klingon territory meets, and you have things like Drozana just sitting there in the borders, in K7, which we knew from TOS was near Klingon space. It works quite well. Don't always get the geography right, but there you go. Nearly entered a ground arena. I've not done that in ages. I actually couldn't tell you off the top of my head what a ground arena is. Presumably it's an arena on the ground.
Captain, we're detecting another ship in the system. It's Charva's ship, the IRW Aethra. They're signaling to us that Charva has already beamed over to the listening post, and that you and I should join her. But they say only us. We can't take a full away team.
That doesn't sound sus at all. Yep, there's the urethra. To be honest, that was kind of an unnecessary area. The game does that sometimes. I think in later missions they tend not to make you just jump through a single screen as they've got better at this.
I hope we're able to make
It's like
Charva
Rosanna
see
Station.
reason. She doesn't seem willing to accept that Tal Shiar is at the root of many of the problems of the Romulan people. It's not going to be easy to
We've been a
convince her.
debate around the space internet.
I am so glad to hear that you are considering my offer of joining the Tal Shiar.
Yeah.
Their safety and stability to all Romulans. You will not regret
I
your decision.
might. Yeah, but we'd like to work more closely with you. First, I need to go over these files with you.
I cannot blame you for wanting to do your due diligence. Seeing
You're
as
jumping
you are
ahead a
about
bit.
to join our ranks, I do not think the Tal Shiar would mind if you took a look at some of the intelligence files used to generate the reports I gave you. Just do not tell any of my superiors that you did this. You do not have clearance yet.
Oh, of course I won't. She's relighting the satellite. Yep. The Tal Shiar Library has to say about this world.
This cannot be right.
What can't be right? Hmm?
It appears as if some of the information that was included in the report I gave you does not line up with what is here. Several of the facts have been changed either
Oh,
from the
no.
report,
That's
and
a complete
results in
surprise.
conclusions that could be drawn.
We should look at the other files. Apparently we can't do it from this console. Yeah, let's look at Vernat.
But I thought
What's wrong in this totally not planned and surprise thing?
these recordings don't line up with the report either.
No.
What's going on here? Who could have tampered with this evidence?
Well, we could still check one file. That last one might be fine, and that would prove everything. Just using the same console. Okay. King Cthulhu. Oh, there it is. What will I find this? I don't know. This is a complete surprise to me, and I've definitely not done research on this already.
Has this file been tampered with?
What do you mean?
This is the same story as the others. This evidence doesn't match the report I shared with you.
Well, this is going to affect me joining the Tal
You knew about
Shiar.
this, didn't you?
No.
That's why you had me look at these files.
Maybe.
Did you alter this data to make me look bad? Are you trying to sabotage my career with the Tal Shiar?
I didn't change a thing. I wasn't expecting anyone else to join. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This does not look good.
We were sent here by Commander Morris to take you into custody.
Oh.
You are accused of undermining the Romulan Empire and crimes unbefitting.
He looks
of the
surprised.
Tovan Kev. You are accused of aiding a known fugitive and conspiring against the Tal Shiar. Charva, you are relieved of command of your ship, pending the outcome of a court-martial. If you're lucky. That's all that will happen to you for betraying the Tal Shiar.
I'm not going anywhere with you. Wait a minute, I could throw a grenade at you. Eat grenade! Yeah, you'd better run. Well, that could have gone better.
We need to get out of here and return to our ship before the Tal Shiar send any more troops
Good
in.
idea.
Charva, you should come with us. You won't be safe at the Tal Shiar.
Yeah, come with us. We're definitely not kidnapping you. Oh, I could have collected materials. Oh well.
I've been informed by my Tal Shiar superiors that you and Charva are now to be considered enemies of the state. My orders are to apprehend you, alive if possible, but dead will work.
Oh, you're not a
almost as
sinister
well.
bloke at all.
Surrender, and I will be merciful to your crew. Resist, and let their deaths be on your head.
Well, you'll need more than one ship to take me down. Oh, bum. Oh. I seem to have had a bit of a...
If you insist, how about a fleet of...
Well, I seem to have had a bit of a...
ships? Will that convince you?
I've been a bit of a miscalculation in the bravado department here.
Spare them the pain and suffering this meaningless gesture will cause.
You didn't think I'd show up here alone, did you? My friends from the Empire checked and they'll decloak at your signal. Yeah, please decloak them. Those look like Romulan. Ah, there's the Klingons. Haha! Fire at Will! Yeah, get Will. No one likes him. Oh, car blimey. This was a bit of a surprise. Oh, I'm good. Nearly hit the array. Well, this has all gone a bit chaotic all of a sudden. I can't help but feel that I'm being picked on here. Let's get out of here with it. There's a extra move I can do with my singularity core. See if I can get myself a little bit out of range of everyone. Right, I'm cloaking in order to hopefully recover. Oh, sadly I went to take items and yeah. Actually, I think we're winning. We are winning. big boy to go.
Captain, Sub-Commander Nadell is commanding the RRW Daewoo. She has requested we transport Charva aboard so she can be taken to the proper authorities.
Okay.
Welcome aboard.
She looks a bit sad.
Is this the Tall Shar prisoners?
Yeah, this is Charva. I assume you'll want her confined in the brig.
This way, please. I'll lead you to it.
Yeah, you do that. I'm sorry it's come to this, Charva. Hope you can see now the Tal Shiar isn't what you thought it was.
No, they're doing what they can for our people. I was the one who failed to live
Well,
up to their
I've lost a bit of respect
expectations.
for you there, Charva.
You were the one who steered me wrong, just like Tovan has done to you.
I'm sorry you feel that way. Time to go, Tovan. Don't think you're going to get a final booty call. Slow motion walk.
Captain,
Yeah?
Charva was a close friend, and we couldn't even convince her of our cause.
Oh, we're doing dramatic
We need
pose.
to find something substantial to expose the Tall Shiar.
Oh, maybe you're right. Yeah, you might be right, Tovan.
Charva's alive, but I expect she's going to face a lot of questions from intelligence. But if we couldn't change her mind, what'll it take to convince the Romulan people? How do we gather the proof we need? For now, we've done all we can. I recommend we leave the system before any Tall Shiar reinforcements arrive.
Yeah, let's go.
You've done commendable work exposing the duplicitous nature of the Tall
Really?
Shar.
I think we kind of knew they were
Still
dodgy.
more work to be done in order to actually discover what
I
they've
suppose
been up
a
to.
Romulan wouldn't know that
Shame
necessarily,
Charva
so
is resisting
it kind of
our
makes
efforts
sense.
to turn her to our cause. Perhaps with enough time, she'll see the Tall Shar for the traitors to the Romulan people that they really are. In any event, you are proving to
thank
be
you.
a formidable addition to this fleet. Time is short.
Congratulations.
Centurion.
Let's see what she's going to throw away. Oh,
It looks like you're about to be moving up in the galaxy,
oh good.
based on your new familiarity with Tall Shar operatives and their less than savory techniques. I passed your personnel file off to Republic Intelligence. I believe you've already
have,
met
yes.
Commander Talmera. She'll be handling your work with them. Intelligence is very interested in your recent encounter with Charva. They think you're ready for some more clandestine assignments.
Ooh.
Time is short. What do you need of me?
So, yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, so this is us starting the next side. The next sort of set of missions in the Romulan one. So that's actually us finished a story thread. So I'm going to leave it there. Good place to leave an episode, as always, at the end of a mission, and indeed at the end of a story thread. Quite a nice one tying up with Tovan Kev's X. It's actually the one I always forget about, and we're now going to be doing more covert gubbins, which is interesting. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, like and subscribe. You can watch all the old ones. You can watch me play other games like Wing Commander and Myst. Everyone loves Myst. They do. And I am also, at the moment, with videos going through a playthrough of a TOS/Federation character, which you can watch. At the moment I'm alternating with months, but that can change based on my whim, thoughts, me forgetting, lots of things, so I wouldn't rely on that too much. But yes, please like and subscribe. If you want to talk to me, you can do it in the comments, or get me on Twitter at Pyman70. That's with a capital P, capital M, and the number 70. So until the next time, thanks for watching, and bye for now.